Hey, how's everyone doing today? My name is Stevie McBride, licensed marriage and family therapist, also the clinical director for Music for Your Mental Health. And I'm joined here with,
Genesis Jackson. I am the social media manager for Music for Your Mental Health as well as a makeup artist. I'm so happy to be here.
oh yeah, girl, we about to get into some deep stuff. You ready?
Listen,
All
get
right.
your tea ready because it's hot.
Healing. How many of us have it?
We
We need healing.
do.
So, Genesis, give me a brief example of just how your generation, I know I'm old. I'm old. I get that. I'm old. How your generation is healing these days. How we
Oof.
tapping in with our people, our young people.
I feel like it really depends on who you're surrounded with.
Hmm.
If you have friends who like to isolate and are very avoidant during times of need, then the coping mechanism is going to be listening to music that doesn't really fulfill you emotionally, spiritually, physically. But if you are surrounded by people who are going to get you to go outside, go work out, do sound baths, and meditate together, then your coping mechanisms are going to be a bit different.
I like that. I like that. And I like that you touched on music, us being music for your mental health. I mean,
Hmm.
I think that's a classic way to regulate yourself and heal at the
Hmm.
same time. And I always like to go into the brain when I talk about healing because so much trauma occurs in that nervous system in your brain.
Hmm.
And when it occurs, it's like, what do I do? Because you're constantly living in that fight or flight experience, and
It's exhausting.
you get stuck.
Hmm.
You get stuck because it's nonstop. You're always fighting. You're always running away from issues. You're always dissociating and trying to just hold on to your issues instead of just coming out and expressing it. We
Hmm.
definitely suggest tapping into like a clinical therapist like myself or somebody that fits that bill that can fit into your therapeutic web. But another thing that you can actually do is Genesis mentioned it, running, movement, working out, all that stuff provides what? Dopamine.
Yeah.
Those endorphins is going to help you feel better. It's the feel good chemical that's going to make you feel rejuvenated. It's going to give you that slight dose of, I can do it.
Hmm.
I can do it again. And I'm going to keep on doing it.
And I just want to add there is a certain level of vulnerability required for healing. But I'm telling you, once you step into your healing journey, there is peace on the other side. So don't be fearful, but be excited about what is to come.
Yeah. And another thing is like, you're not going to just heal in one day. How long does
Right.
it take for you when you scratch your knee or you cut your knee? How long is it going to take to heal?
You're gonna
Give
have
or
your
take.
your scab
Yeah,
phase. You're gonna have the
ouch.
bleeding phase.
Nasty.
It's
It's going to be
it's
ugly.
uncomfortable.
It's going to be ugly. But after that, your pigmentation of your skin is going to return. You're going to be healed. You're going to be refreshed.
Hmm.
But healing starts somewhere. And where do you need to start in your healing process? That's the main question. Like, where do you need to start in your healing journey?
Mm,
That's powerful. I said it. Y'all supposed to say it too. It's powerful because you're going to question yourself now. Like, man, do I need to heal from something? Do I
right.
have to heal from something? Like, man, what am I holding on to that's like holding me down from getting to where I'm supposed to be? Where am I at in my life? And it could start with healing.
Hmm.
Healing from all those trauma responses, that fight or flight. We gotta heal, not just as youth or adults. Let's not look at that. We gotta heal as a community.
Right.
Healing starts in the community and it trickles out to each individual state, to nationwide, till we get worldwide healing.
There's no age to healing. You can heal at every age.
Yeah.
So, Stevie, what are some mindful practices that help you with your healing journey?
Man, my healing journey is a long one. I'm still healing. But my routine, because I've been healing since COVID. Let's be real. COVID
Oof.
threw me for a loop de
Didn't it
loop.
all? Didn't we all get hit?
Girl, no, let me stop. But healing for me started in COVID because I realized in my journey, I was like, I'm eating so much carbs, and I
Mm,
knew I was killing myself. I knew I was
mm-hmm,
killing my body. And so I realized, like, this can't be good for me.
mm,
So what I did, I started a workout routine. I tapped in, with somebody I consider my family, a trainer, who helped me design my workouts. And I was able to start healing my body and working out. But also, of course, it healed my mind because of those endorphins you get from when you work out, when you feel good after you complete a workout.
Mm-hmm.
Man, ain't nothing better. I'm telling
Nothing
you.
better.
I'm
You
telling you.
drenched in sweat. You feel like Rocky at the top
I
of the
did it.
hill.
Yes. So it's amazing. And so I continue to do that. Now, you may not have to do it at the same time I do it. I do it at 4, well, now 4:30 every morning.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
you
morning I
got
was
it. You got
this morning I was up at 5:30 because it's just a hoop day, so it wasn't too bad. But usually when I'm lifting weights and I'm trying to get that good workout in, that's when, yeah, my process begins, my healing process.
Mhm.
Another thing that I've been really mindful of is just how much fast food
Mhm.
I intake like for the week. I usually give myself one cheat meal, but I'm starting to even decrease that because I just think this food is killing us. To be honest, um, and another thing that I'm mindful of my healing process is, who am I tapping into? Who am I communicating with? I think understanding, I've said this before, your therapeutic web and who you associate yourself with is kind of like who you become more like. I
Mhm.
believe that. And so I make sure I'm tapping in with my siblings, um, each and every one of them. I'm tapping in with my team at least 2 times a week. That's the Music for Your Mental Health team. Yeah, you see them.
The check-ins are essential.
Exactly. Because they hold you accountable for what
Mhm.
you're doing and how you're progressing through your healing journey. So, yeah, that's kind of like how I do it. How you do it? How you heal,
Ooh,
girl? Tell
there's
them.
levels to it. There's levels to it, okay? But I will say, in terms of healing, emotional eating is something I've struggled with as well. So
Hmm.
having a routine is essential.
Hmm.
And also, I love the water, so I go to the beach all the
Oh
time.
yeah,
And you know what I just got
I
into?
like that. Yeah.
Sound baths.
Sound
So
bath.
I just bought some sound bowls,
Hmm.
and each sound bowl emanates a different frequency.
Hmm.
So mine are 432 hertz, which
Oh.
bring healing and a rejuvenation through the body. So when I do have my self-care practice, sometimes I have my own playlist where I'm like, I'm
Hmm.
going to play this music that's only going to speak life into me. And that
Mm.
prepares me. It's going to help me shift my mentality when pouring into myself.
I like
There's an
that.
artist named Savannah Christine,
Okay,
and
preach on.
she has a song called Self Care. And she says, self care, self love, selfish. It
I
is
like that.
okay to take the time that you need to recenter, reground, and take the time that you need for yourself
Yeah.
because time is just so fast. But time isn't real. Time is just a construct, I feel
Hmm.
like. So when you realize everything is going to fall into place, I'm going to take the time I need for me.
Hmm.
It's very, very
You
helpful.
have to. You have to take out the time for you. And because I'm such a busy person, I feel like I got to make sure I stay grounded as well.
Yeah.
And taking that time to make sure I'm tapping in, like I said, with everybody I know I care about. My daughter is my pride and joy right now.
Girl
Uh,
dads, we love them.
Girl, dad to the heart. And I got to make sure that I'm feeding into her and that she's not catching any of my negative coping strategies or my attitudes. Um, so she has to feel the positive from me. Of course, I got to be, stern with her at times. She's
Mhm.
two. What, tell me what a 2 year old's doing. Yeah, you know. But I got to make sure that I'm tapping in to make sure that I'm feeding her love, that I'm
Mhm.
feeding her a father figure, because I have to be. I feel
Mhm.
like as the man of the home, I have to be that person that makes sure that she knows what love is coming from a man, before she grows up too fast. And then I'm like, she's looking for it somewhere else. So I need to show her dad's love. And I feel like that's definitely a part of me taking time for myself to make sure I feed into her.
So I shared some of my coping mechanisms. Stevie shared his.
Sure
And we
did.
want to know, how do you prioritize your self care?
Comment below. We want to know what you got.